What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Friday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. Giving you guys a Guru credit code for 10 credits in this video. Drop a like. Make sure you are subscribed for all future videos. We have 6 games on the main slate, couple of later games at 10 o'clock, discussing 5 value plays as I usually do. We had another pretty nice night last night. The after hours cashed in easily off my dub club. Also tweeted that out for all Twitter subscribers. And then the main slate hybrid cashed once again as we continue to have a great start to this month of March. And the cash team also cashed in, at least in cash games. So let's continue to roll here to start the weekend. Sorry if I sound or look like shit because I have not been sleeping well this week. So I'm definitely lacking the Z's right now, but we shall power through it. The show must go on. So let's talk about the questionable guys for tonight. We got Nicholas Batum in that first game for the 76ers questionable. Not sure how much that really matters. We do have Kyle Lowry back, so that kind of makes things uninteresting over in Philly. No more real Cameron Payne chalk. I don't even know how much he is. I'm assuming his price went up. Yeah, $5,200 with Kyle Lowry coming back. No, thank you. The next game, Trey Mann is questionable for the Hornets. As we see Seth Curry and Cody Martin continue to be out. We got Marvin Bagley out for the Wizards. We'll probably see Kyle Kuzma start at the 5. Great game environment for DFS. The Hornets and Wizards, tight spread. Pretty high over-under. Anthony Edwards added to the injury report with his ankle. He got hurt last night for us. Came back, got hurt, came back. It was a roller coaster. He ended up dropping 60-plus fantasy points, and I was very heavily on him. So that was a direct result to our great overall night. I had a lot of prize picks and underdog things with Anthony Edwards as well, and we crushed over there as well. So Edwards is questionable. That game's at 7:30 Eastern. We'll see how things look. He usually plays through injuries because he's a bit of an animal, but you never know if that swelling on his ankle got bad overnight or whatever. But a pretty, unappetizing game, though, for Minnesota and Cleveland. 206 over-under. Two very, high defensive teams. Orlando and the Knicks, we have Wendell Carter questionable again. We'd probably see Goga start if Wendell was ultimately ruled out. Jalen Brunson is questionable. He's missed the last 2 games with a knee injury, so something to keep an eye out on. And then not really any injury news for the 2 8 o'clock games, which is always nice. We don't have a single guy to be looking at. I think G.G. Jackson for the Grizzlies is questionable, and that's really the only guy between those 4 teams at 8 o'clock. So for point guard, I like getting to Misic once again for the Hornets. Great matchup against the Wizards. We have the potential of Trey Mann missing tonight. Even if Trey Mann plays, I still like Misic. He's been an unbelievable player for them over the last couple of games. If Trey Mann was out, he'd be an automatic play no matter what. 5,400, his price has gone up. Needs 27 fantasy points to hit value. He's done that basically in his last 3 games. 4 out of his last 6 games. He's going to play anywhere from 28 to 35 minutes. If Trey Mann is out, he's probably going to play on the closer side of the 35 minutes as the true point guard for the Hornets, because obviously we still have no LaMelo Ball, Seth Curry, and Cody Martin. So Misic looks good even at that elevated $5,400 salary. Shooting guard, we're going to go back to Duncan Robinson. He was in my video a couple of videos ago, and he had a huge game 2 games ago against Detroit, 33.6 fantasy points at low ownership, got 26 last game. His price still hasn't gone up. 5,600, he's been about a 25 to 30 fantasy point player. So I don't see why we don't roster him again tonight at Oklahoma City. This game should be competitive. The Thunder are 8-point favorites, but I think the Heat stay in this game. They're still without Tyler Hero, so Duncan Robinson will be starting and seeing some pretty decent usage. Even alongside Jimmy Butler, with Butler back and Rozier playing, Duncan Robinson has been getting his fantasy points. Decent scoring, a little bit of rebounding, a little bit of assists, and then any blocks or steals he gets are just bonus. For that Guru credit code, go to my website, fd-guru.com. Go to the shop page here at the top, and these credits where you usually buy them get you, for example, over the NBA, get you main slate lineups that I post on my site around 30 minutes before lock. Just a universal currency that you usually buy at the shop page. As you can see, go to this barcode here and type in 8 March NBA, all caps, for the date, 8 March NBA, and you'll get 10 credits. Again, like the video, subscribe, and let's continue to have a nice, main slate. And then obviously all my other extra content you can get on my Dub Club, $1 for your first week, using the link right below this video in the description. Small forward, I do like the Wizards tonight. I like the Hornets. Again, this Hornets and Wizards game might be the best game to pick from on the slate. I like Kyle Kuzma at 8,500. His price has gone up, but for good reason. He has 40-plus fantasy points in 6 straight games, 7 out of his last 8 games, with that 8th game being 56 fantasy points. He should be projected for right around 42 fantasy points in this matchup against the Hornets. And he's just been a very consistent fantasy player for the Wizards. The matchup couldn't be any better against the Hornets. Now, you have a very comparable player on the other side of things in this game with Miles Bridges at $100 cheaper. Could obviously go with him too. He's projected for right around Kyle Kuzma's fantasy points. If you can get both of them, go for it. They both have small forward and power forward eligibility. They both look very similar in this game. I don't mind spending up $100 more for Kyle Kuzma just because he's been a bit more consistent as of late. Power forward, very similar play, same play on the Wizards. Denny Advia, 6,600. His price has gone up, but we've also seen it up around 7K at times because his ceiling has been really good. Needs 33 fantasy points to hit value. Been right around that over 4 straight games since his injury. Playing big minutes where in the past this season he's been prone to play only high 20s in minutes, which isn't really enough at 6,600. Seeing 43 and then 235 minutes in his last 2 games, is a good thing to see. If he's playing over 30 minutes, he's going to look really good at this price to get 30-plus fantasy points in this great matchup against the Hornets, seeing that he is a fantasy point per minute kind of guy. And then for center, I had Rudy Gobert in yesterday's video. I ended up not playing him on FanDuel. I did get to him on DraftKings at a cheaper price. He went down $100, had a great game, 48 fantasy points. Even if Anthony Edwards plays, it's fine. Still no cat. Not a great matchup against the Cavs, but Rudy Gobert isn't really a matchup guy because he gets rebounds, blocks, and steals. Yes, there will be fewer possessions with a 206 over-under, but I still like the production of Rudy Gobert at 8,500. Just like yesterday's video, maybe more of a GPP play just because his price is, it's gotten up there, and it's going to be kind of hard to spend up on too many guys tonight. There's not a ton of cheap value. Ended up going to Nick Claxton last night across all my FanDuel lineups to save the $1,000. Ended up being the right move. Claxton got like 41 fantasy points at 7,500. So I didn't end up regretting going off of Rudy. You can go to Rudy again tonight. He's been great. 39 minutes in his last 2 games. 42 and 40 minutes the 2 games prior. Playing a ton of minutes. Getting you over 40 fantasy points with 55 fantasy point upside. So if you can get up there, even in a poor matchup, he still looks fine at this elevated salary. That'll do it for this video, guys. Again, like it, subscribe, put in that Guru credit code, and let's have a nice main slate to kick off our St. Patrick's Day weekend. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.